Good evening. How are you? Um, First, thank you for clicking on my channel once again. Um, Today's video is going to be revisiting the live action The Little Mermaid. I'm seriously running out of things to talk about. I would love some suggestions, seriously, but um, I just going through old movies, and I know this isn't old, but it's like also not a new movie. But um, what got me to think about doing this was since the trailer for Moana just released, I said let's one revisit this and also talk about live action adaptations of animated movies. How do we feel about it? Are we tired of it? Is it becoming monotonous? Um, whatever you can think about. Um, because okay, I'm going to give you my pros and cons of this movie, and also there's a few live action movies that are like pretty good, you know. So anyway, first we'll talk about this movie, and then we'll dive into um, the whole live action mess, you know. Anyway, so the live action. Honestly, I prefer the animated movie. I'm not gonna lie. I am an '80s baby. I was what was I? I was 7 years old when that movie came out, and when I heard the announcement of this movie, um, honestly, I was on the fence about it, and this was also still in the when live action movies were still in its like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this movie to come out. Yeah, like, and now I think it's like an overkill. Um, so first they announced it, and then they were announcing the cast. I know there was a big like hoopla over Bailey being Ariel. I do think it was because she was black, and I know they probably wanted to stick to um, the original adaptation of the movie, animated version that is. But I wasn't even mad about that. Um, um, at first, I was a little taken back by Melissa McCarthy playing Ursula. I honestly couldn't see it. I really could not see it. I didn't see the vision. I'm like, Melissa McCarthy playing Ursula? Really? I was just like, okay. I mean, who am I, right? I'm not a casting person, and maybe they see something I don't see, and because once upon a time, and this was pre the live action Little Mermaid, they did like I think like fan castings for certain characters, and they had Queen Latifah playing Ursula. Did the whole like green screen and makeup and everything for her, and I was like, oh wow, I could really see that, and then again, here they come announcing the cast and everything, and I was like, I don't know. you know, I didn't see it. I really did not see it. So until like they, uh, dropping photos, and they was being like really secretive of it. That's Disney. Even Marvel. Marvel's more secretive, um, but seeing that Disney was doing it, I'm just like, all right. So they're like literally, the tentacles and everything was just like covering like her mouth, and they were just seeing the eyes, the nose, and the hair and everything. I was like, all right, I guess I can kind of buy it. And then once they like really showed a trailer and they had her in it, I was like, okay, I see, I see the vision. So casting out of the way, I was like, okay, cool. Um, I don't know if I've seen like a full trailer just yet, but eventually when I did see it, um, here's the con. Um, having like live action, like crabs, fish, birds talking, that's where it just gets messy. It gets so messy. Because one, I mean, okay, again, like going back to the animated. Animated is such a classic. It still remains a classic. And having, um, I mean, we didn't know who those people were at that time, but having that cast of voice talents, and um, it just was just in my head. And then, the animation style, that was still, I mean, that's like late 80s. Everything was still hand drawn, Um, so seeing um, the crab and the fish and the bird, everything was just like, okay, like everything was coming together. So animation versus live action is obviously two totally different things. I mean, you can do a lot with animation, but when you're trying to make it live action, again, you're like, how do you make a fish, a bird, a crab, so many things talk when they shouldn't be talking in like real life, right? It just did not look great. I'm just being so honest. You got Sebastian, who was like so cute, like all the characters. Sebastian was so cute in the animated. Flounder, so cute. Bird, they could have left him, but I guess he was necessary for the movie. I guess. Um, but yeah. Um, Not even talking about the voice talents. The voice talents is fine. It's just they're trying to make it so like realistic looking, where I think it just kind of got. I don't. I don't know what word to use, but it's just it didn't look right. And then you're like having the mouths move along with them talking and everything like that. It did not work for me. So that's a con for me. Okay. Um, Another con for me is the unnecessary songs that they threw in there. I think there was like three songs that was so unnecessary, which I feel like they're doing that a lot, and um, um, whether it be live action takes on something that was already been done, like animated. They even did that for Wicked, throwing in songs. I'm just like, is this necessary? You're making a movie even longer when it shouldn't be. Like, what's the point? Seriously, what is the point? Don't know. I have no idea. The songs aren't memorable. It's just like don't get it. I really don't get it. Okay. There's that. And another con is, where did the queen come from? I don't know. I just feel like they're throwing in people that was like, okay, so okay, again, going from the animated to the live action. I don't know. Are we trying to make it longer so it's can take up more time? Because I know like the animated, I don't know, I think it was like 90 minutes long when this one was like an hour and a half. Again, is it necessary? I mean, I don't think she added anything. Um, because in the animated, there was no queen. I don't even think they even mentioned his parents. If they did, I'll block that out. I mean, I know I watched it several times, but I think I only really remember the songs, the mermaid herself, obviously Ariel, Sebastian, Flounder, Scuttle, obviously Prince Eric, and his, I don't know, I don't know what you want to call him, his like guardian. I don't know. Anyway, King and Queen was never around. So whatever happened to them, maybe they died. We're gonna go with that. Um, but yeah, so that is just wasn't necessary. I mean, you don't see much of her, so I'm like, I think this just wasted time, you know. Um, I think those are my only cons. Um, well, also, did it age well from when did this come out? 2023. I know that's not a long time from now, but what is that? 23, so 3 years. Um, I mean, obviously it's green screen. I mean, nothing like that is visually stunning. There's some things where just like, oh, this looks so magical, you know. And then there are things just like you can tell it's green screen, you know. Um, but it's just like a little nitpicking. But okay, let's get with the pros. Haley Bailey, I think she did a great job as Ariel. Melissa McCarthy nailed it as Ursula. Javier, he did okay as King Triton. I mean, I don't know. It was fine. Jonah did great as Eric. Again, the Queen was unnecessary, so I'm not going to even mention her. Um, I like the voice talent, so we got W. Diggs, who played Sebastian, nailed it as well as voice acting. Jacob Tremblay, which he was a kid at that time. He played Flounder, Aquafina, Scuttle, and everybody else is, I don't think they're worth mentioning. So, not many pros versus cons. I think there's like two pros versus cons, you know? Um, so, yeah. Um, my rating out of 10, I give it a 6. Um, so that's enough of that. Now, getting into the um, the live action, excuse me, just in general. Um, let's see if I can pull up Moana. Oh, can I type? Okay. I may not even have to play a trailer because okay. Um, so here, Moana. Can we see it? Do you see how Dwayne Johnson looks versus like what he looked like in the animated. Because I mean, obviously, it wasn't him; it was just his voice. Um, eh, so far, just from seeing the trailer, I'm not gonna play the trailer, but I don't see him honestly playing that character. I don't. I feel like they should have picked somebody else. Not everybody else who, I mean, because she was the voice. Um, Catherine. I'm not gonna try pronouncing her last name. I'm gonna murder. She's playing Moana. Obviously, Dwayne playing Maui. These other people, I don't know who they are, but I'm just guessing that they're Native Hawaiians. Um, yeah. Anyway, from the trailer again, aside from Dwayne, the trailer looks beautiful. But my question is to you people: is live action sequences an overkill now? Like, are we tired of seeing them? Because I feel like they're making so many of them. It's like, like when Marvel came out, like they were just throwing out movies left and right. First, it was like great, like oh my god, I can't wait for the next Avengers movie or whatever. Or, oh, I can't wait for Captain America, whatever, and then they were just like left and right, like it was just like vomit. Like so many of them were coming out, and then it was just becoming just like okay, we're people were getting tired of it, and now they're realizing people aren't watching them as much as they used to. There was a decline in in those movies. Now, also depending on what it is, like the Spider-Man movies obviously made money. Like the last one brought in a lot of money. Um, um, Certain other ones like Eternals, not so much. Um, Thunderbolts, I forgot how much that one made, but if you're, it's like comparing oranges and apples. Did that make as much money as the Avengers? No, because you got to look at the cast, right? Um, but getting off subject here, um, are we, and I'm speaking we as us people who go to the movies to watch these movies, are we tired of seeing live action movies made from the animated ones? Because eventually, like I heard, like Tangle's being made. Like I think they're working on that right now. It's in production. Um, like some things they were successful with. I know it's there are things I think I'm going to mention that were not they were not real movies. If I'm trying to make sense. Okay, so Maleficent. She never had an animated movie of her own. They created one. Maleficent was one of my all-time favorite live-action films to this date. Like one of my favorites. Second, Cruella. They didn't have one of hers either, but they nailed it. Awesome. And I'm thinking maybe because there hadn't one never been one made. Um, but the ones that were, animated and turned into live action, Jungle Book was up there with those. I think that was Chef's Kiss for that one. Um, Pinocchio was okay. You know, I know there's some people who hated on that one, but like if I'm looking back at it, I may have to rewatch it to give my take on that again. But overall, I thought it was fine. It was fine. Um, what else? Didn't care for Beauty and the Beast that much. Cinderella, mm-mm. The worst one, I think, Snow White. That one was a disaster. And that's what I mean. Like, if people would go into consideration and maybe ask fans who maybe do want to see this stuff or do not, it's like when they did Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Fans were just like chiming in left and right. How dare you make Sonic the Hedgehog look like that? When they seen all the comments, they immediately went back and changed him. And if we didn't, we would have got that crazy looking hedgehog. We didn't want that. So it's us, the fans, us, the people, who are going to go see this shit. And, you know, because we're the ones who are paying to go see these movies. And yeah, I mean, we got to speak up. We got to let the people know, the people who are making this, say, hey, let's dial it back a little bit. You know, it's not that, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say it's, we don't want to see these, but make it worthwhile. Like, don't just make a rehash of the animated, which is what I can kind of appreciate with the Little Mermaid. It wasn't like, you know, scene for scene for scene. They kind of like did a little bit of its own stuff, you know. Um, trying to think, what's another movie they did that was not exactly the same. I don't know. I can't think right now, but um, I don't know. Hopefully, you get my point and you can see where I'm going with this. But yeah, um, but I would love to know you guys' comments. Do we want to see more of these? Is there something you're looking forward to as far as live action movies? And then it doesn't necessarily have to be Disney. I just know Disney's the one who are spewing out these movies. And I literally think it's because we are out of ideas. As me making this video, I'm like, what should I talk about? Why am I wearing sunglasses, you may ask? Well, I somehow have pink eye. I don't know how I got it, but I got it. You don't want to see it. It's very ugly. So, I'm trying to comfort you by not showing you my eye, okay? And you're welcome. You're welcome. So, but yeah, um, let me know. What do you think? What did you think of the Little Mermaid since I brought it up? And what is your favorite versus animated versus live action? And yeah, again, comment down below. What are your thoughts? And please share with me. I would love to know. And if you have any ideas for, you know, something else for me to do, I will gladly, depending on what it is, I will gladly do it, put it into consideration, and I'll do it. Okay? Anyway, I hope you guys have a great evening. Thanks. See you next time.